guys know this one yet? I am alive with the Spirit of God. Can I hear you sing it? I am alive with the Spirit of God. Let me hear you. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. All right, let's get that clapping going. I am alive with the Spirit of God. Let me hear you. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. Let's do it again. I am alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive with the Spirit of God. Sing it down with me. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. I am 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 alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. Sing it with me. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. One more time. I am alive, yo, alive with the Spirit of God. Yeah. Nice. Great singing today.
So welcome everyone to the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living. We begin our service with a lighting of a candle, and the candle will burn throughout the service as a symbol of the light and the love that God is. So please join with me. I'm going to give the affirmation for this month. And this is a powerful one that is known throughout CSLs all over the world. And since it's not on the screen, I'm going to ask you to just repeat after me. There is only one life.
There is only one life.
That life is God's life.
That life is God's life.
That life is perfect.
That life is perfect.
That life is my life now.
That life is my life now.
Let us pray. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this amazing gathering. I stand here in recognition of the one power, the one essence, the one life that Spirit is. It doesn't matter what I call it. What I know God is love, ever-present peace, infinite intelligence, absolute wholeness, and oneness. I am one in the divine. This truth I know of me is the truth I know of all life. It's all God. We are God fulfilling itself in, as, and through us. So on this Memorial Day, let us pause for a moment in silence in recognition of the countless brave men and women who gave of their lives in their military service to the United States. I know that the infinite and abiding peace that is God, this eternal and absolute oneness, this essence that lives in, as, and through us, is present right here, right now. Wherever you are, God is. As we prepare for this service, I invite us all to open our hearts, open our minds, open our ears to the divine, to the message that Spirit has for us this day. I know all is God, all is good. And I release this prayer into that creative law of cause and effect that says, yes, my beloveds, yes. And together we say, and so it is.
Held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath and every step, God is holding me. 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 I'm held in love, I'm held in peace. God is holding me. With every breath and every step, God is holding me. 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 God is holding. God is holding me.
Thank you, Kong, for that. So my name is Sean Mejia. I'm the Vice President on the Board of Trustees here at Namaste, and I'd like to say welcome. So I'd like to open up with who we are. So I invite everybody to read along with me. I honor the place in you which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is love, truth, light, and peace. When you are in this place in you, and I am in that place in me, we recognize we are one. Namaste. So our next slide is our mission statement. So I also invite you to read our mission statement. We'll start. I learn practical science mind tools and practice in a loving, connective, and vibrant community to reveal my power and to change my life. So how do we do this? How do we change our life? We awaken in the truth in our lives. We realize how that truth has played out in our lives. We take our new knowledge and transform our lives. We repeat this process in our lives in new ways. Our power statements. Say them loud, say them with me. We are a thriving, dynamic, spiritual community. We are Namaste. This stuff works. Thank you. So in thank yous, what we'd like to do is, on behalf of everybody on the Board of Trustees, we have a few thank yous. So our first thank you is to Reverend Carol Lotz and Valerie Day for their wonderful and outstanding service that they did last week. So thank you very much. It was truly moving. Thank you. To the community members that have joined us in our visioning in our future. So if you weren't a part of this last Wednesday's visioning, you'll have an opportunity to do another visioning, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But we'd like to say thank you for everyone who joined us in envisioning our future here at Namaste. And also thank you to our service team leaders. So what are the service teams? There's a few service teams. I'm just going to mention one really quickly, is our welcome team, and then the SLI team, and then our technical team that makes this all happen, and they're sitting over here to my right. Thank you. And then also thank you for your rededication in participating and moving into our new place. So grand reopening. So I don't know whether to call it a grand reopening, a reopening, an opening, because we're opening into a new facility. We're reopening from moving out of COVID. So next Sunday, or actually in 2 Sundays, on June 13th, we will be here. Everybody is welcome to come and join us. We have a beautiful labyrinth outside, which will start doing the walks on the labyrinth, and then also meditation, and all that begins at 4 o'clock, and service starts immediately right after at 4:30. So please join us. Visioning. So like I said, we're doing another visioning, and we invite you to come and be a part of, so we can move into a new time, a new place, and please join us in participating in how that looks. So it will be on June 9th at 7 o'clock, and all the details are on our website and also on Facebook. Digging Deeper. So Digging Deeper, this happens Wednesday, and these are first Wednesdays of the month, and this is with, oh my goodness. With Karen Mondragon, right? And it's being hosted by Reverend Veronica. So she hosts these every first Wednesday. Join us this coming Wednesday, June 2nd at 7 p.m. And then Uncommon Conversations. These Uncommon Conversations are held with Reverend Bobby. And you can find these conversations on our YouTube and also on LA 36. And these are just uncommon conversations with uncommon people walking through a new way of spiritual awakening. For those that love to sing and haven't joined us, we have a regional choir, and this happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. If you'd like more information to join them, please contact either Julie or Marilee. All the information is up there, but you can find it. There's Marilee. Thank you so much. So look for that information if you'd like to join, but it happens weekly for practice. And then the last one, we invite you Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., a little early for me, but for a lot of you, that's right at the beginning of your day. Please join for morning prayer, meditation to start off your week. Again, thank you so much. And remember, you can find all of this information on our website and also on Facebook. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you.
I just invite you all to listen to Kong sing. It's a beautiful way for us to prepare for our meditation. Just a few moments of us going within. So let us open our hearts and open our inner eyes to that divine wisdom that lives within us. And let us rest here for a moment in the quiet, in the stillness. Welcome the beloved that walks with you, that has never left you, and that whispers sweetly in your ear, I am here. I will never leave you. Just sense that benevolence, the beloved. That is the truth of you. Indeed, we are one in the beloved, whatever that is for you. I know that the innermost God and the outermost God are one God. So whenever you are ready, if your eyes have been closed, I invite you to gently open them. So my name is Candace Stein, and I'm a licensed practitioner of religious science. It's my pleasure to welcome you all today. We have something very special planned. In many faith traditions around the world, they come together to hear testimonies about how Spirit, God, has transformed their lives. And today, we are going to extend some love to the congregation members who would like to do that. What I can tell you is that a formal definition of testimony is that it is a public profession of religious or spiritual experience. So to break the ice, I'll go first. You could say, before I came to Science of Mind, that I was kind of a glass half empty kind of gal. that I felt I was a victim and powerless over the circumstances that were going on in my life. But now I have a personal relationship with Spirit, with God. And today I realize that I simply have, at times, more often than I'd care to share with you all, misperceptions about my own divinity, about the truth of who I am. And so, coming here and learning and stepping into this philosophy with like-minded people and people that love me up and are willing to be vulnerable and show their humanness along with their divinity, I must say that today when I get stuck, I have a wonderful support system in all of you. So I thank you for being on this journey with me. So I want to give you just one quick example of a demonstration of how Science of Mind works. I had been out of work for 6 months. My stipend had run out in about 3 more weeks, so I was desperate to get work, and I applied for a job, and I thought, oh, this is great. This is right, the kind of company I want to be at, and it's only 5 miles from home. I had been commuting 40 miles one way to work for 8 years. It was getting a little tiring. Well, I got the rejection letter within a couple of days, and I was pretty upset and disappointed and shared that with a friend, and that friend said to me, you know, do you think you're not worthy of having that job, of having that improved lifestyle of only a 5-mile commute? And I had to stop and think and realize, oh my God, there's truth in that. There is a part of me in here that says, you don't deserve that. And so in working with the tools of Science of Mind, in practicing affirmations and prayer and reading the spiritual texts and really talking and sharing about what it is to change a belief, that over time I was able to shift my perspective, and as a result, 3 months later, a headhunter called me, and this position was still open, and I applied for it, and I got it. So, woo, that's why we say this stuff works. So Valerie, I'd like you to come up now and invite our congregation to get ready. Thank you.
But before we invite our congregation to get ready, Kong, okay, we picked this song. So I was raised in the Mormon faith. And in the Mormon faith, once a month, we had fast and testimony meeting. And for those of you that don't know, Bobby was also a Mormon. And I have been dreaming of us doing this because it's so precious to just share from your heart, like, what this teaching means. And so I can remember as a little girl, like, my heart would pound because I'd be so nervous to get up and speak. And so the song that Kong's gonna play to open us up is Something's Calling Me. So just let that song wash over you and let something call you to come up today. We have a microphone here. And so after the song, we got an open mic. Just come up and you get to bear your testimony. And your testimony is, like Candace said, how has this teaching changed your life? Or if you have a demonstration or some little story that you want to share. This is your time to just share what this teaching means to you. So Kong is going to set the stage with Something's Calling Me.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Feels like I'm walking on marbles. Can't still the earth beneath my feet. And is my head in the clouds, my naked legs left dangling. I can feel my heart begin to pound. And everybody said, something's calling me. Something's calling me. Something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Long dark night, my soul in wonder. Can't see the light that moves in me. If God is everything and everywhere that I belong, Spirit, gently wake me from my sleep. Oh Lord, oh Lord, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, oh Lord, pull me deeper than I've ever been before. Oh Lord, I know I'm not the only one to live inside these boots. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I surrender my life to you. Oh Lord, oh Lord, I give my life to you. Love is calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Compassion's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. My faith keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. Peace keeps calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. God is calling me, and I'm grateful like I've never been before. Thank you.
Waving to my husband, who I haven't seen all week. All's good, all's good. Hi, I'm Ray. Courage didn't just lift me, I was asked before, so I did give it some thought, but I think I would have gotten up anyway. Science, I was asked, you know, what science of mind means to me, if there's a principle that I hold dear, and is there something to give testimony to. As a child who always felt very different, the other, whether it's the first stirrings of feeling different and attracted to other boys, or whether it was being a crew-cut fat little boy in grade school, feeling different and stuff, feeling like the other was a theme that ran through my life. There's still vestiges of it in my head. And so organized religion, as I knew it, was perfect for feeding the other in aspects like heaven is somewhere else, sin is real, this and that. It's always something outside of yourself. And so when I discovered the teachings of unity, but more importantly, religious science through Ernest Holmes, it really spoke to me, because also I loved science. And so for me, the teachings of science of mind really are much greater than just faith, something I can't touch. I really do believe in the science part of it too. All the elements that are in the universe, by and large, in some aspect, are found within us. We are stardust. That is proven in science in terms of how many elements we have inside of ourselves, what is out in the universe. And so, from a point of view of feeling power, feeling connected to the greater good, the greater power, call it whatever you want. That's the beauty of Science of Mind, is that you don't have to call it any one thing. It can be God, it can be the plant, it can be sky. I prefer to call it the higher intelligence, the universe. Whatever it is at that moment, I know what I'm reaching out to. And there's tremendous power in that. And so whether I can prove it or not, why wouldn't I want to align myself with a thinking that is always forward-leaning, that is always power-filled, that is always in direct connection to the power that made the stars and the universe and the plants? That is mighty power. That is not something other than me. It's proven. I am part of that. And so in my affirmations, a very simple demonstration was back in 2001 when I was living in New York, and all my otherness throughout my entire life into my 40s created the foundation for a very out-of-control addict. And New York was the perfect place back then for people who felt different and wanted to find substances of whatever form or shape to numb that feeling. And though on the outward level I wanted to end it all, inside my prayers were for something greater, though I may not have put it in those forms. And the greater form did appear in the form of a friend of mine who I had not seen in many, many years, who came to me and said, well, there's this program in Boston, I think it started in New York, and I always call Bruce my angel, who reconnected. He may not have known what was happening, but he was the angel of the universe that was coming to me and reminding me that just because I may not understand, I may have foggy glasses that have been smudged and see my own power, doesn't mean that I am not power, that I am not made of the same stuff as the stars and the universe. And through rigorous work in the 12 steps, plus honest work in my own life and a connection to spirituality as I understood it, not imprinted on me, I found my way back. I was reborn in a very real, very organic way, and Ernest Holmes was a big part of that. One of my favorite books is, and if you don't have it, you should pick it up anywhere, it's called This Thing Called You, I think. This thing, because there's another one, This Thing Called Life. This Thing Called You is a paperback, very easy to read. I have taken it everywhere in my travels, from Antarctica to Everest Base Camp, wherever I do, I just pick it up and wherever I am, I do it, and it just grounds me. And so I have seen the principles of Science of Mind, both the faith and the science part of it, manifest themselves in my life, and I don't see any other demonstration except two things. One is anytime I'm thinking of something, this happens to Terry, anytime I'm thinking of something, all of a sudden there's a song with that name, or I happen to pass a billboard, and I'm not talking about thinking about a palm tree in California. I'm talking about really weird things, and all of a sudden there's something there. And I don't see those things as coincidences. I see them that whenever those things happen, I am just in absolute alignment with the universe, with everything around me, and it is just a peek as to the power and the principles that are out there for me. And the second blessing that I have in my life, my manifestation, is meeting Terry 14 years ago, somebody who was baptized into the Science of Mind movement, and who, whenever I'm down or challenged, I just look at Terry, and after laughing, because I love him, he reflects back, this is what we do with each other, and this is what we do in community. You know, we reflect back to each other, not only the principles, but sometimes the challenges, and it makes us feel that we are not alone, but together we can move through any point in the journey. So I thank you for asking me, Chuck, to do this, because I always feel that when somebody asks you to do service, it's spirit saying you need to step up for a moment. You may not know why, but you do. And so I thank you. Science of Mind is important to me. Namaste is my family. As I say, I never thought I'd be at a point in my life where church or a spiritual community was such an essential part of my life, but I am glad that it is. And so thank you. Thanks for asking me.
Who's coming up next? Something's calling me. something's calling me.
Okay. Hi, I'm Donna West, and I was really honored to share because I've thought this several times that there should be a time when we could demonstrate or when we can share what's going on. But Ray, your testimony really touched me, and I was just breathing into it. Yeah, I've had a lot of demonstrations since I've been in Namaste and since I've come to Science of Mind, and I too found a path in the 12-step in 2003, but I needed something more. I found rigorous honesty and great awareness in working the 12 steps, but I needed community. I needed a higher perspective of life. How to describe it, but and also, Candace, your share touched me because even though I worked the 12 steps and had this awareness and was becoming more and more honest, I had this victim consciousness. You know, like, instead of like, whenever something happened, why is this happening to me? And it's like, and I don't really have that perspective anymore. I now see every situation pretty much as an opportunity for growth. And the 12-step helped me with meditation and prayer, but Science of Mind classes helped me to know what real meditation and prayer is. It took me a step further. It was kind of like building steps of a foundation. And basically, and then when you shared about the other, I've always felt this separateness. You know, even in the 12-step program, you know, because, you know, we were all one in that aspect. We're addicts, alcoholics trying to get recovery. But even there, I just felt separate. But here, I've experienced oneness, that you are my reflection. That's really been deep for me. And so whenever I see anyone now going through something, there's a lot less judgment, almost no judgment, because I just see there is no other. You are me, and I am you. And that really builds a connection. And I don't know how many others were asked to speak, so I'm not going to go on forever, but I hope we do this more. And I am just so grateful for Science of Mind and the teachings of Ernest Holmes, because you should see I have Ernest Holmes' 360 days of meditation. And when I first got here, and I can't tell you when that was, I think it was before I got sober. But that book is so worn out, and the other day I just thought, you know, the pages are falling out. You know, I really need to get a new book. But you know what I do, or I've done, not so much lately, because I haven't been working that much with COVID, but I would take I worked as in special ed as an aide. And so I would have anxiety, you know, because I wasn't assigned a specific school. I liked subbing because it's the variety and not knowing where I'm going to be. But I always would take a little index card and I'd write down like that meditation for the day. And so when I just felt like I wasn't sure of myself, because I do suffer from anxiety, not so much depression, but anxiety, I would read that, and I just pull it out of my pocket, you know, and I would read that, and that would just give me such peace and such confidence. So thank you, Namaste.
Thank you, Donna. And thank you, Ray. Something's calling me. Ooh. Something's calling me.
So for me, I was raised Mormon also, and I was gay, and I always felt that God was judging me and that I wasn't deserving and I wasn't worthy, and all those horrible thoughts that a lot of organized religion has a tendency to make us feel because we're being judged and we're not doing it right and we're sinners. And I remember going to visit Valerie. Namaste was in. It was a performance. It was at the Karen Carpenter. I forget the name of it, but I came to see it, and I was here for 2 weekends, and each time I went to Namaste. And after being in the congregation for the second weekend and listening to the things that were being said, which was that I was not separate from God, I was actually part of God, I was an individualized aspect of God, and that I wasn't a sinner, I was, just as powerful as God or goddess or universe or whatever word you want to give it. But that was the beginning of me starting to heal and see my value. And I decided that I wanted to go ahead and join the United Centers for Spiritual Living in Portland. I took foundations, and I was part of the congregation, and then I left and moved to San Francisco. But the one thing that I remember was I worked in a call center, and I would be around people, and we would all be taking these calls. And I was working at US Bank, it was collections, and so you can imagine the phone callers weren't the very pleasantest phone calls, and you could have some pretty upset people. But I would start my day, and I would have the intention of I see myself having conversations with customers who are courteous, kind, respectful, and things of that nature. And I would just really hold that intention and try to help people. And I noticed that a lot of people around me were getting all these horrible calls, and they were upset and angry, but I wasn't. I was getting these nice people that were resonating at the same level I was. So I was like, this stuff works, And I've just kept, on my path and, just learning and growing like the rest of us. Some contrast comes up in your life, and if you can take a moment to look at it, generally there's a gift there for you because it's something you need to take a look at. And I just love Namaste. I'm not actually a member per se, but I've been, you guys have been through 4 different places, I think, and I've been through all of them. So, so I just love this community, and I'm so thankful to actually just feel like I'm part of all that is, and we all are, and it's just so amazing to have that connection and that knowing. I get up in the morning now, and I'm like, ooh, another day, fresh, another fresh window, or like a blank slate. What am I going to do today? And it's just been such a blessing. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Something's calling me. Something's calling you.
Greetings, my beloved community. Something and someone called me and asked me to give a testimony. Many years ago, the seed was planted with Science of Mind. I did not understand it. I was like, I'm not ready for that. I don't know what that is. But in me, there was a stirring. And about 6 years ago, when I moved from Southern California to Northern California to be with my beloved wife, I started going to Heart and Soul Center of Light and was immersed into the Science of Mind teaching. But prior to that, there was a young lady in my life that was telling me about Namaste. And I was like, okay, namaste, namaste, all right. And this was 20-something years ago. And when we moved back to Southern California, we were looking for a church home. And on my Facebook post, my beloved Robin she had put a post about something happening at Namaste. And I told my wife, I said, okay, we're going to go visit Namaste today. We're going to go to this church because we had been to several different spiritual centers looking for a place to land. And looking for a place, for me, I was looking for a place for my soul to land. And lo and behold, Namaste was it. Robin met me at the door. She was a greeter. And we just were like elated to see each other. And although she may not be in this physical realm, but her spirit is definitely here. And I am a product of her faith, of her knowingness. And for the past year, I have been immersed in practitioner studies. It has been a journey. It has been a journey. I have grown to love my fellow students, my fellow ex-students, the practitioners here at Namaste, and I have learned to know where my centeredness is. I have learned to know where my divineness is. And I knew it was there. I didn't know what to call it. But I can see the face of God. When I look in the mirror and I see the face of God in myself, as I look out into our congregants, I see the face of God. And I know without a doubt that God is real. I know that without a doubt, as Ray was saying, that when I was in the nothingness but yet the allness as stardust, and when I came into the being here in the earthly realm, I was already divine. That seed of divineness was always there. I just didn't know what to call it, and I didn't know how to recognize it. But as I recognize it, I can bask in it. I can grow in it. I can love in it, and I can see it in you. And that's what, to me, that's what the science of mind is, knowing that we are forever and always connected. I see God in you, as me. Thank you.
Something's calling me. Something's calling me.
Hey everybody, I'm Lori. Hi. Hi. And I am, as Jackie may have mentioned, I am connected to Robin also. Robin's my wife, and she's here somewhere, everywhere, floating through. I am right now probably going through and experiencing the worst time in my life. It's a journey, and it won't always be this way, and not every day is this way, and not every minute of every hour of every day is this way. I keep going and keep moving, and I feel buoyed by so many of you. So when Valerie asked if I would share, Valerie's a hard person to say no to. So I said, of course. And I brought a prop. I took the foundations class this winter. And at the time that I signed up for it, I thought, this is the worst possible time for me to be doing something that I don't feel like doing anything extra, doing something that interferes with tax season, because I'm also a tax preparer, and I did it anyway. So I was kind of laughing because you mentioned that Robin was a greeter, and of course Robin was a people person, and more the things that I have done with Namaste have been behind the scenes. I'm more comfortable behind a computer. But here I am. So I've helped out with slides, I've helped out with moving stuff. And today I'm telling you about one of the things that I did in the foundations class, which was, and I don't remember what the lesson was that we had to do this for, but it was something about affirmations. And so I wrote down a little index card. Well, it's not an index card, it's flipped over an old business card. And I put one of these up on the bathroom mirror, and I carry one with me on my person. And whether I feel it or not, I say it, and there you go. So what I wrote down was, I am joy, I am play, I am wonder, I am spark, I am deserved. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and on that same day, that same time, I wrote down, I am love in action. So then today, because I was trying to remember, well, gosh, how am I supposed to connect this to a testimony and so on and so forth, and what is it about science of mind principles? And so we have just a couple of books at the house, and I opened up Living the Science of Mind, and I think it's chapter 6, and it talks about allowing a flow through where water will naturally, it talked about how these giant things were built by the Romans for allowing the safe passage of water, and then the Romans pretty quickly figured out that water will find its own equilibrium if you help build a pathway, a conduit. So I guess that's, and I stopped reading, but I'm thinking that that's how the aqueducts and initial plumbing happened, and so on and so forth. So the idea was allowing oneself, one's being, to be a flow through, a connecting part. So here is my story about a connecting part, because I don't really understand what's going on here, but I'm going to share it. And I wasn't going to share it because some of you know perhaps even more about this than I do, but here we go. Nearly 2 years ago, I became a parent, a mom. And it's to a son who I don't know very well. His name is Doug. And Doug this weekend is in Utah, where his daughter, my granddaughter, is playing in a softball tournament. One of his older daughters, and I have 4 grandchildren, one of his older daughters, Michaela, just finished her softball playing career at Saddleback. And Doug has been sharing things with me via text message, brief conversations. Somehow I gather that this is an important connection to keep, however we keep it. So there have been a lot of things that, of course, he's going through too. He's lost his mom. And I know that I am a connection. Not quite sure how that's supposed to progress in life. However, I share it with all of you. For anyone out there who has a difficult family relationship. I don't know how our relationship will progress as we go forward in life. I will affirm that it will progress very well because Doug just happens to be right in the age range of 3 of my favorite nephews, so I know how to connect with that age group. And the greats, my great nephews and nieces, I'm pretty wired into their lives too, and so maybe this is an open pathway to connect with my grandkids, however they are in life. So I offer that out. That's a connection that I have. I'm using the tools to just allow for, I don't have to understand it all. And I'm one of those people that has to understand it all. I have to get it. Well, this part I don't have to get. I just show up. I'm open. I am joy. I am play. I am wonder. I am spark. I am deserved. And I am love in action. And so it is.
So thank you, everyone, for sharing your testimonies. I'm sure we could go on and on. I'm sure there's some of you out there still getting the call, but just to honor our sacred time, we will do this again. Candace had the great idea. We're going to do like little one of these maybe, where somebody will come up and just share demonstrations, since it seems like everybody really enjoyed this. So thanks so much, and Kong, take us away.
Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for, what this life is about. Yeah, it's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smile. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. There's a voice I haven't heard in years. I learned to keep it inside. Well, now it's coming loud and clear. I want a deeper life. 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 Well, it's about love. It's about laughter. It's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. Let me hear you. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn. Swing wide the doors in the Thank you.
Thank you, Kong. We are so lucky. You are amazing. You know, he learned that song just for us this week. He's awesome. So we're now at the time of our service where we get to show gratitude. It's our giving time, where we get to practice the law of circulation and the law of giving and receiving. So in the middle of the sanctuary, there's a basket. If you're not on auto tithe, then you feel called to put something in the basket, please do so. And if you're an auto tither, we thank you. And if you're wondering what the heck is auto tithe, you can go online and find out about it. It's just a way that you can automate your giving. And we are so grateful to each one of you for showing up today. And so thank you to everybody who made this service awesome. Thank you, Terry and Paulette and Chuck for holding vigil, and Jackie for being my minister support person, and Candace, just everybody, thanks for all you did today. So with that, let us bless our offering. We have a beautiful affirmation. Let's do it together. I see it is going to be up there in a second for us. And we'll read our, okay, well here, repeat after me. The abundance of all good surrounds me and operates through me. Abundance of all good surrounds me and operates through me. I accept in faith God's plenty as mine and of namaste. I accept it with joy and use it with wisdom as the inlet and outlet to all that God is. I affirm this as true, and so it is. All right, and Chuck will come up and lead us in our benediction.
If you would repeat after me, something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called
Life
life.
is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is all that I am. Life is all that we are.
Life is all that we are.
I accept it. I am it. I share it with all. Just the way it appears. And just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. Amen.
Thank you, Namaste. What a wonderful service today. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize that God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves me and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, through every walk of life, every creed and color, kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. sitting next to you. Now you gotta really say this. Say namaste, I bow to you. Woo! Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. In the name of love. In the name of love.
Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed week and hope to see you tomorrow morning at 7 on our prayer call. Thank you, Lori and Ray and Donna and Wayne. Thank you so much.